The secret few people know about their home and life. Imagine walking into a home where everything feels inviting. The scent of plants, the soft glow of sunlight streaming through the window, and the gentle sound of the wind brushing through the curtains. Now think about how you feel when you step into a cluttered space, filled with unused objects, as if something invisible is draining your energy. Does that sound familiar? Both science and spirituality agree on one thing. The environment around us directly affects our physical, mental, and even spiritual well-being. But have you ever wondered why some homes make us feel lighter while others leave us feeling weighed down and exhausted? The answer lies in the energy that circulates nor gets stuck in the space. And here's the most interesting part. Small, unnoticed details can be responsible for blocking the flow of positive vibrations, preventing peace and prosperity from flowing freely. Forgotten clothes in the closet, broken objects we insist on keeping, and even that pair of shoes we no longer wear but can't seem to let go of, all of these things influence our lives more than we realize. So, if you feel like your life is stuck in a loop, or that the changes you long for never come, it may be time to look at your home with fresh eyes. Today, I'll share with you 5 things that need to be removed from your home immediately to create space for new beginnings. By the end, you'll understand how even the smallest actions can transform not just your living space, but your entire life. Take a deep breath and get ready to take the first step toward a harmonious home full of new possibilities. Let's begin this journey of renewal and prosperity together. Clothes you no longer wear, the invisible weight of the past. Have you ever stopped to think that some clothes in your wardrobe might be carrying more than just fabric and stitches? They might be carrying stories, some joyful, others not so much. Every piece you've held onto for years has a context. That blouse you wore during a difficult phase, or that jacket you bought during a moment of pure happiness. But do these items still align with your life today? In Japan, there is a concept called mono no aware, which can be translated as the bittersweet awareness of things. It reminds us that everything has a cycle and that clinging to the past can be a barrier to living fully in the present. This applies especially to everyday objects, such as clothing. Recent studies on minimalism, such as those conducted in 2019 by Princeton University researchers, reveal that cluttered spaces increase cortisol levels, the stress hormone. Surprisingly, a wardrobe filled with unused items can be a silent source of emotional disarray. Let's reflect. When was the last time you wore those pants folded at the back of the drawer? Or that dress that reminds you of an event you'd rather forget? Keeping these items often means carrying fragments of old versions of yourself that may no longer resonate with who you are today. A simple but powerful tip to begin this transformation is this. Take a moment to hold each piece one by one and ask yourself, does this still bring me joy? If the answer is no, thank the item for being part of your story and let it go, whether by donating it or discarding it responsibly. By clearing out space in your wardrobe, you're not just organizing clothes. You're making room for new experiences, fresh energies, and an exciting new chapter of your life. This practice isn't only about physical decluttering. It's about freeing your heart and mind so the present and future can enter without obstacles. Remember, every piece you release is a reminder that you're letting go of the past and embracing a lighter, freer version of yourself. Ready to make space for the new? Broken objects, the symbolism of integrity and letting go. Have you ever heard the phrase, if it's broken on the outside, it might be broken on the inside? In many cultures, the objects we use daily aren't just practical tools, but also symbols of our journey and the care we give to our lives. When we allow a broken item to remain in our home, it carries a silent meaning of interruption, a sign of something unresolved in our path. In Buddhism, there is a teaching about the harmony of spaces, and the energy of the objects around us. Everything within our reach subtly influences our mental state. It's no coincidence that purification rituals often begin with removing worn-out or non-functional items. Think about a cracked mirror, a stopped clock, or a chipped mug. Even if they seem harmless, these items create small fractures in our energetic field. According to environmental neuroscience studies, such as those conducted by Yale University in 2021, living in spaces filled with broken or unused objects can cause subconscious discomfort and reduce focus and creativity. This effect occurs because our brain visually associates broken items with unresolved problems. However, this doesn't mean that everything that breaks should be discarded immediately. On the contrary, traditions like kintsugi in Japan involve repairing ceramics with gold dust, turning flaws into valuable parts of an object's history. Still, it's essential to ask yourself, is it worth restoring, or is it time to let go? When you decide that an object no longer belongs in your life, do it with gratitude, acknowledge its purpose, and allow it to complete its cycle. By removing damaged items, you're not simply throwing things away, you're clearing your home of stagnant energy and inviting prosperity and balance to return. Small actions, such as replacing a broken item or donating something that still holds value for others, can transform not only your environment, but also how you face life's challenges. By nurturing a harmonious home, you strengthen your inner state, creating a space where renewal and peace aren't just concepts. They become your reality. Worn and dirty shoes, the reflection of your journey. Have you ever taken a closer look at your shoes? They're not just functional accessories. They're companions that carry stories and walk with you through every step of your journey. However, worn out or dirty shoes can symbolize an emotional burden, confusing paths, or phases of stagnation. And when we bring these shoes into our home without care, we also bring the accumulated energies of the road behind us. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of purifying the entrance symbolizes more than a gesture of respect for the home. It's an invitation to renew the energy before crossing the boundary between the external world and your personal sanctuary. That's why, in many Eastern cultures, the practice of leaving shoes at the door is common. It's not just about physical cleanliness, but also about preventing negativity and worries from the outside world from entering your home. Here's something few people realize. Shoes in poor condition can subtly affect how we perceive our progress. A 2020 study by Stanford University found that individuals surrounded by small signs of neglect, such as unkempt clothing or worn-out footwear, tend to experience a decrease in self-confidence and mental clarity. This doesn't mean you need to buy new shoes all the time. The key idea is to take care of what you already own. Set aside a few minutes to clean your shoes and check if they're still in good condition. If you notice that a pair has reached its limit and can no longer be restored, replace it with the intention of marking a fresh start. This simple act can symbolize the beginning of a new chapter in your journey. Caring for your shoes is a small but powerful reminder that every step matters. A clean, well-maintained pair reflects a smoother and more secure path. By paying attention to these small details, you're not just keeping things organized. You're reinforcing your commitment to move forward with confidence and purpose. After all, those who care for their steps are truly taking care of their destiny. Belongings of loved ones who have passed. Honoring without holding. On keeping objects that belong to loved ones who are no longer with us can feel like a way of preserving their memory. An old watch, a favorite blanket, or a book filled with handwritten notes may hold immense sentimental value. However, when our home becomes filled with these items, we may unknowingly create a bond with the past that prevents us from fully living in the present. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence teaches us that everything in life is in constant motion and transformation. Nothing remains the same forever. When we cling to the belongings of those who have moved on, we risk stagnating emotionally, turning our space into a memorial of times that will never return. This doesn't mean forgetting those we've lost. Rather, it's about learning to honor them in a light and meaningful way. A 2017 study by psychologists at the University of Chicago found that accumulating items with strong emotional ties can increase feelings of sadness and anxiety, making it harder to process grief and move forward. Physical objects are merely representations. The true memories and lessons live in our hearts. So, how can we find balance? Choose 1 or 2 items that truly bring back joyful memories and let the rest go with kindness. Donate things that could still be valuable to others, or create a simple but meaningful farewell ritual. Hold the object. Mentally thank it for the role it played in your life and respectfully let it go. When we release what no longer belongs in our journey, we're not losing anything. On the contrary, we're making space for new stories and experiences. Keeping the energy of our home renewed is a way of honoring both the past and the present, without letting the former hinder the blossoming of the latter. By creating a space free of emotional burdens, you allow yourself to live with more serenity and gratitude, fully aware that the memory of those who have passed lives not in their belongings but in every gesture and lesson that you carry forward. Clutter and accumulation, the invisible impact of excess. Have you ever noticed how a messy environment can make your mind feel restless? A home filled with excess objects, stacked furniture, and spaces with no clear purpose may seem harmless, but it carries significant energetic weight. It's not just about things out of place. It's about how the excess around us mirrors internal confusion and can directly interfere with our ability to relax and focus. In Buddhism, simplicity is seen as a path to harmony and clarity. The fewer visual and emotional distractions we have, the easier it is to find inner peace. A 2018 study conducted by Harvard University found that people living in organized, airy environments showed higher productivity levels and lower stress rates. This happens because the brain doesn't have to constantly process the chaos around it. Keeping your home organized doesn't mean turning it into a showroom or adopting an extreme minimalist lifestyle. It's about creating a functional space where each item has a clear purpose and contributes to your well-being. Open the windows and let natural light in. Rearrange shelves that have accumulated unused items, and set aside a few minutes each day for small tidying tasks. A great practice is to use the 15-minute rule. Choose one area of your home and spend just a quarter of an hour organizing it. This prevents fatigue and establishes a consistent rhythm of care for your space. You can also add refreshing elements like plants or pleasant scents to enhance the sense of lightness and renewal. Every time you clear out a drawer or get rid of something that no longer serves you, you're creating space for new experiences and allowing positive energy to flow freely. Your home is not only a reflection of your life story, but also a starting point for the future you want to build. Keep it harmonious, and over time, you'll notice how this simple habit can transform not only your physical environment, but also your emotional balance. Your home, a reflection of your journey. In the end, our home is more than just a physical space. It's an extension of who we are. Every corner, every object, and every detail reflects a part of us and the path we're walking. When we choose to keep our surroundings clean, organized, and free of unnecessary burdens, we're not just tidying up. We're redefining how we relate to our memories, emotions, and expectations. Letting go of what no longer serves a purpose is an act of courage. It's a way of acknowledging that the past has fulfilled its role and that it's time to make room for the present to flourish. Small actions, like donating clothes we no longer wear or discarding broken items, may seem simple, but they carry transformative power. They signal to the universe that we're ready to receive something new and better. Remember, it's not about perfection, but about intention. A home filled with good energy doesn't need to be luxurious. It should be a place where you feel embraced and at peace. It's where you recharge your strength, reflect on your dreams, and write the most important chapters of your life. So take the first step. Reflect on what truly deserves to stay in your home and what it's time to release. By creating a space that resonates with who you are today, you'll be preparing the ground for an even more prosperous future. In the end, true transformation doesn't happen just around us, but most importantly, within us. And when the space around us becomes a reflection of harmony, gratitude, and lightness, miracles begin to unfold. So, why not start today? The next chapter of your life is waiting.